Running a solar company but struggling to get consistent leads from Google Ads? Don't worry, you're not alone. Most installers are either wasting thousands on bad campaigns or relying on overpriced lead vendors who sell the same leads to 5 other companies. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to set up a profitable Google Ads campaign for your solar business step by step, whether you're just getting started or you're trying to fix a campaign that's just not working. I'll break down the exact strategy I'd use if I was running ads in your city. My name's Linnell, and I run Google Ad campaigns for local businesses. I've studied and tested dozens of strategies that actually work for service-based companies, and I'm sharing everything I've learned so far focused 100% on solar. And stick around to the end because I'll show you the number one mistake that wastes the most ad spend in this industry and how to fix it fast. Right, so the first thing you're going to want to go ahead and do is go ahead and go to create, and then you want to press campaign. Now, first thing it's going to ask you, it's going to ask what your campaign's objective is. Now, there's sales, leads, website traffic, app promotion, awareness and consideration, local store visits, and create a campaign without guidance. Now, what we're going to do for this is we're going to go with leads because that's what we're looking to get is solar leads. You can also do website traffic. That could work as well. But we're going to go ahead and stick with leads because that's ultimately what we're trying to do. Sales is more for e-commerce. Awareness and consideration, that's something you can do on the back end just to kind of build some brand awareness if that's what you want to do. But just right now, let's just go ahead and focus on the leads. Now, right here, it's going to ask for your conversion goals. These are already set up from previous campaigns. For you guys, you probably won't see anything here. What you do is you could just click on add a goal, and it should show a couple options like contacts or phone call leads. You could choose either one of those. It's not going to make or break your campaign, so I wouldn't stress too much about it, but you could definitely choose, phone call leads or contacts when you do add goal. And I believe it'll ask you to add a phone number there. And for your phone number, you obviously just want to put your company's phone number, or you can use something like CallRail or what's the other one? Twilio, something like that. So that way you can track your calls. All right. Okay. So next it's going to ask you for a campaign type. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go with search here. I'm not going to go into really deep detail on how all the other ad campaigns work because this is just a specific guide here for solar. So just go ahead and click on search, and then we'll go ahead and go into the next thing. And if you don't know what a search campaign is, just to kind of show you real quick, these are basically what search campaigns are. It looks like a website. Like if you type in something on Google, these are what a search campaign looks like. They look like regular websites, but you'll see the sponsored right here. These are search campaigns. Okay. All right. Now, what you can do, you can select the ways that you'd like to reach your goal. You can do phone calls, website visits. You can click either one of these. Again, this won't make or break your campaign, so don't stress too much about it. But after you click one of those, you need to go and just press next. And then the campaign name, you can name it something related to what you're doing. Like right now, we're just doing San Diego Solar Cam. How do you spell campaign? Jeez. Campaign. All right. And then you just press continue there right after that. Now I have a bunch of ads here, obviously, because I've run a shoot ton of ads here, but just want to press next, press continue. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and go into the bidding. Now for bidding, where it says what do you want to focus on, you'll see here that it'll automatically be on conversions. Now, conversions is more so when we're scaling the campaign and we know what actually constitutes a conversion. And what a conversion is basically anytime someone clicks on your ad, goes to your landing page and does an action like fill out a form or give you a call, those are considered conversions because the click is converting into a potential client. So right now we have no data. We don't know what constitutes a conversion. We don't know how much ad spend it costs to be a conversion. We don't know how many clicks it costs to be considered a conversion. And Google doesn't know that either. So you want to go ahead and start off with clicks so we can focus on getting as many clicks as possible and getting as much data as possible. Once the campaign has aged a little bit and we have a general idea of on how many clicks turn into a calling client or a form lead, and we also know how much it cost to get those clients to turn into form leads or calls, that's when we can focus on conversions and we can dial that in and make sure our ad spend is tight and we're not wasting any money. But for now, in the beginning, just to get data so we can understand exactly how to scale, we want to go ahead and focus on clicks. Okay. Now, you'll also want to make sure you set a maximum cost per click bid limit. And what that is, you're basically telling Google, hey, I don't want to spend more than this on any click. And to kind of get a general idea of how much you want to spend on those clicks, what you can do is you can go over to your keyword planner tool. How do you do that? You go, you log into your Google Ads account, you go to tools right over here on the left-hand side, then you go to planning, and then you just click keyword planner, and then it'll take you right over here. Now, to find out how much the max CPC is, let's see. We're just gonna do San Diego, for example. Okay, so then we can just do solar company, right? Now, you can also ask ChatGPT for keywords that you should use for your city, for solar, and then just put all of those in here and then go ahead and press get results. And what you're gonna see is you're gonna see something like this. It'll show you all the solar keywords that are related to whatever keyword you put in here for your city, okay? And we can see that for some, like solar installer or solar company, probably near me or something, we can see that the CPC goes as high as like $50 per click. That's per click. You pay $50 just for somebody to click on your ad, and that can be an accidental click. So that's why you want to make sure you put a maximum cost per click, because you don't want to be spending that much on a click that doesn't even convert to anything. You're just wasting money at that point. What I like to do is I like to kind of just give a guesstimate of a general idea based on all of these numbers. So just to kind of give an example, let's just do solar company, right? The main keyword. So we can see that the top of the page bid low range, and if you're confused on what that means, you can just read it right here. Top of the page bid low range shows the lower range of what advertisers have historically paid for a keyword's top of the page bid. Based on your location and search network settings, the average CPC of your keywords may vary. So yeah, this is not set in stone, guys. This is not end all be all, but it is a good general idea. So what I can do is I can look at these and you can see, we have some, that's Tesla solar. We don't want to do for Tesla, right? Solar installer, $9 all the way up to $53. So what we could do for now is I would just go ahead and put something like $20.25. Understand that with solar, you're going to be spending a lot per click either way, no matter how you look at it, especially if you're in a city like San Diego. It's just a lot of competitors out there, and with how high ticket solar is, you just have to expect that you're going to be spending some money to get these clicks over. With that being said, solar is such a high ticket business model, as you guys know, that it's going to be worth it to get those clicks. So something that I would just guesstimate, max CPC 2023. And the way it goes is it goes to the penny. So if someone just puts in $20 as their max CPC and you're 2023, you're going to outbid them. Even if they're 2022, it goes right to the penny. So you'll still be able to beat them. So I like to just kind of put a random cent. It could be anything, 2043, 2023, it really doesn't matter. Just put some pennies in there just to kind of give you maybe that extra oomph to beat your competitors. And then we can just go ahead and set that now. Now, this is not set in stone again. This is going to give us some data. So we're going to know after we run this ad for a little bit if this max CPC limit is either too low or it's too much. And that's more for scaling. When you look at your ad, you see what the clicks you're getting. You see what the average CPC is. You could either lower this number or raise it. And Google will tell you as your campaign ages. So for now, we could just do that just for the beginning. For this, I don't really mess with this. This is kind of a new thing that Google added. I haven't really looked into it. So I just kind of skipped that for now. Okay. All right. So campaign settings next. So for this, what we want to do here is we don't want to, this box may be automatically checked for you. You want to uncheck this box. What this is basically you're going to appear like on relevant sites, videos, apps across Google like YouTube and internet where they have leftover search budget. These are more so what I call interruption marketing. That's like Facebook ads, TikTok ads, things like that, where you're just scrolling and then you see an ad. You may be interested in that service or you may not. And the problem is the clicks that you get from this aren't as highly intentional. Did I use that word right? Anyways, they're not really looking for a service, so you may be wasting money on these clicks. So that's why I just leave this unchecked, because it will blow through your budget. But what I do is I do leave Google Search Partners on. The reason I leave this on is because there's other websites out there that people use, right? There's YouTube, Google sites, I don't know, like other search engines out there that people just use other than Google. And Google is partnered with these websites, so their ads, they share ads essentially. And you can get some pretty good clicks from having search partners on. So you just want to go ahead and keep that on because sometimes Google is just not enough. You may not be getting enough search volume just from Google alone, and you want those search partners to also be there as well. So I like to leave that checked. But Google Display Network, leave that unchecked. Don't need that there. Okay, for locations, obviously you just want to, first thing you want to do is go ahead and click on this drop down that says location options. Then you want to go ahead and click presence, which means people in or regularly in your included locations. You want to make sure you press this. If you keep it here, your Google ad will show to people who are cross country. This can include other marketers who are doing field research in your area. They click on your ad, they mess up your clicks, you waste money on that. You don't want that. You want only people who are actually living in or regularly in your location, wherever you're marketing. Okay. And by default, you'll be in all countries and territories. You obviously don't want to do that. So then you just want to do enter another location. And for this campaign, we're just doing San Diego. So I would just do San Diego. You also have the option here where it says advanced search. You click on that and then you could do a radius. Say if you wanted to do 10 miles outside of San Diego, you could do that. And by the way, it also adds on. So you can also mark it in the ocean there if you want to get some sharks. La Mesa, Chula Vista, and stuff like that. And you'll see a radius is a little bit different than just targeting San Diego. As you can see, San Diego isn't targeting Chula Vista for whatever reason. So if you wanted to target Chula Vista, you can also put Chula Vista in here as just another location, or you could do a radius like I just did, and it'll cover Chula Vista, also La Mesa, a little bit of Spring Valley as well. And you can make this radius as big as you want it. You can go all the way up here to Lakeside, Sante, El Cajon, sorry, jeez. I am so sorry for that pronunciation there. Poway, right? You could do all the locations you want to add. You just type them in here, or you can do a radius. And then after you're done with that, go on and click save. Languages, you could do English, San Diego, you probably get away with Spanish. Just make sure that everything else is in Spanish, including your landing page as well. For audience segments, this I don't really mess with. You don't really need to do anything with audience. Google's AI is really smart. It'll figure out your audience so long as you let the ad run. Broad match keywords, just smart bidding. Don't really need that. You could just keep this here. Use keyword match types. And once I get to keywords, I'll let you guys know exactly what keywords to go for. Automatically created assets. Now, with this, you can use this. I just use ChatGPT. I just keep it basic. Use ChatGPT. Let it kind of help me out when it comes to ad copy and stuff like that. But we'll go over that when we get to that section. Ad rotation. You want to make sure it's performing the best performing ads. Prefer the best performing ads. You want to make sure the best ads are running. Start and end dates, don't really need that. Ad schedule, here's really important. You want to make sure you're running your ads when you're actually working, right? A lot of people set their ads, they forget to set a schedule. They're getting calls at 3 a.m. or they're getting clicks at 3 a.m., wasting their budget. You just want to make sure your ad schedule is your work schedule, or at least scheduled to where somebody can answer the phone or call these leads. URL options, all this, don't really need this. And then that's pretty much it. Then press next. Okay. Now, here, this is new. You can add your landing page here or your website, and Google will help you generate keywords. Pretty simple. I don't use it. You can use it. It's up to you. But like I said, I just keep it basic. I just use ChatGPT, which is the keywords and the ad copy. So first, let's start on the keywords. Now, how keywords work is they have things what are called keyword groups or ad groups. Okay, to kind of explain the structure of a campaign, at the top you have the campaign, right? And then in the middle you have the ad groups, okay? Then at the bottom you have the ads or the ad copy. Kind of think of it like a pyramid, and at the tippy top is the campaign, then it gets a little bit wider, and those are the ad groups, and it gets a little bit wider at the base, and those are the ads, which is the copy. So for ad groups, each ad group, you want it to be its own keyword or its own service, right? So for this, we could just do solar installer, and we can make that its own ad group. The reason we can make that its own ad group is because there's a bunch of variations that people would search up regarding solar installer, and we want to make sure we have all of that focused on one sort of ad. Everything needs to be seamless with Google. That includes to your final URL, which is the landing page. You want to make sure that it has solar installer in that landing page, and everything is as seamless. This looks really good to Google. It also looks really good to your customers because everything makes sense. You don't want them to click on, solar installer, and then it leads to some other service on your landing page. That doesn't really make any sense, and you might, lose out on calls and stuff like that. So for solar installer, we can make this our ad group, right? Then right here, you'd put your landing page, and I'm gonna make a video on how to make highly converting landing pages here soon. So be on the lookout for that. But you want to put your landing page here, okay? You can enter your product or service to advertise, and then now is the keyword. So here's where you want to put your variations. Now, I like to go to ChatGPT, or you can go to Google Keyword Planner. And you can either try this, you just put solar installer here, then you press get results, okay? And now what it's going to show you is it's going to show you keywords with solar installer. What we want to do is we want to make sure it's only showing us keywords that have installer in it. Let me see, add filter, is that how you add a filter? Okay, keyword, okay, you want to do contains, and then you want to do installer, if you can spell that right. Please stop disappearing on me. Oh jeez. All right, hold on. Gosh. All right, keyword, then installer. Okay, and forgive me, I'm doing this on an iPad. Okay, so now we could see all the keywords that involve solar installer. Okay, and then we could also add another feature. We can do keyword, and we can do does not contain, and we can do solar edge. Well, honestly, if you do provide solar edge panels, because I believe that's a brand of panels, you can keep that here, and you can run ads solar edge installer, and you can put that into the ad group for solar installer if you have solar edge as an option. And if you provide Tesla as well, you can add that into an ad as well. If you do Tesla solar installer, that could be used as a keyword to add into the ad group. Remember, your ad group, your keywords here in the ad group, you want to make sure they all relate to solar installer. So Tesla solar installer near me, San Diego solar installer, Solar Edge solar installer, right? Sunrun solar installer. Excuse me, sorry. Definitely don't want Indeed, right? You know, certified solar installer, that's a really good one. In-phase installer, if you offer in-phase, I believe those are batteries. And really, you just want to look up the search volume here and just pickpocket keywords that are all related to solar installer and put them in here. As we can see, these keywords are getting searched up in San Diego. Off-grid installer, I don't know if that's legal in California. Solar installer, local, solar installer near me. And you just want to go ahead and add those keywords into this group here. Anything related to solar installer, okay? And then also remember, you want to make sure that these keywords are relevant to your final landing page. If someone clicks on your keyword for Solar Edge installer and your landing page doesn't have any Solar Edge, it's going to throw them off, it's going to throw Google off, it's going to put your ranking down, and people may not click to call. So you just want to make sure all of it is seamless and all of it is related. Can't emphasize that enough there. Now, once you find your keywords, you want to go ahead and put them in this box. And then what you want to do after that, after you find all the keywords, you could also use ChatGPT to help you brainstorm some keywords. If Google Keyword Planner isn't giving you too good of ideas, you can also use AI. And then what you want to do after you find your keywords is you want to go into something called Keyword Wrapper. Tool installer. You guys get the point though. I'm not going to type in all the keywords here. Let's just do this. Okay. So boom. Now what I like to do is I like to just go phrase and exact match. And what I do is I'll just copy all these. Pretty sure there's like a way to copy this. Copy that. And then I go ahead and paste them into the keywords here. Now, to explain what phrase, what are match types, right? Because you guys are probably wondering what is exact match, what is phrase match. So phrase match is exactly what the name means. It means that that phrase is in that search query, whatever the customer searched for. So if we do phrase match solar installer, that means that your ad can show up for solar installer near me. It can show up for solar installer company. It can show up for solar installer affordable, solar edge. It won't come up for solar edge installer because that's not the exact phrase. It has to be that exact phrase in the search query. So it has to be in that order in the search query. I think Google's kind of changing it a little bit with broad. A little bit. Broad is just basically broad. Anything remotely related to that keyword, your ad may show up for it, which is why I don't really use broad, especially when it comes to local service-based businesses, because you don't want your ad showing up for irrelevant searches, getting clicks for no reason, wasting your money. So you want to make sure you're either doing phrase or exact. Exact is exactly what it means. It just means exactly that and nothing else. If someone typed in just solar installer, your ad will show up no matter what. Not if they show up for solar installer near me, not if they show up for solar installer this, that, and a third. Your ad will not show up because you're only going after exact match. Hopefully that explains fully what match types are. If you guys have any questions, just drop a comment below, shoot me an email, and I'll make sure I get it answered for you. But yeah, that's what you want to go for. You want to go for phrase match and exact match when it comes to your ad group and your keywords. And yeah, that's about it. Also, you can also look down here. It'll explain it. You press on learn more, and it'll take you to a guide where it'll show you exactly what those are and what those mean. So yeah, and so that's basically it on keywords, ad groups. Hopefully I explained that fully for you guys. Again, if you guys have any questions, please drop a comment below, shoot me an email, and I'll make sure I get those answered for you. Also, I'm looking for feedback. If you guys have any feedback on my video, please let me know. It helps me, helps us grow the channel, things like that, things of that nature. I'm really appreciative of it. But hopefully that explained what keywords are and ad groups. And another ad group, just another example, would be like solar company, solar contractor. Those would all be their own separate ad groups. And another thing for ad groups is you want to make sure ad groups all go to either a similar landing page or a separate landing page. You just want to make sure your landing page is seamlessly connected with the ad group. Okay, you guys don't want your landing page to say something different than what your ad groups or your keywords are saying. That will throw Google off, and that will throw your rating off. You won't get above your competitors. It'll also throw your customers off. So you want to make sure everything is seamlessly connected there. Okay, now for ads. Now here's the really fun part. This is the ad copy here. Okay, now you want to obviously put your landing page here for the ad copy, and here you could just put like the same as the ad group, solar installer, something like that. Calls, you can connect a phone number here. You can either connect your business number, or you can connect like a call rail or a Twilio number or any call tracking software. I recommend using call tracking if you're not. It just makes the process a lot more organized. You keep track of all your calls. All right, now headlines. Now Google, they give you 15 headlines here. I like to fill them all the way up. Reason being, just gives more juice for Google to use. Gives more content ideas for Google to use. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna tell you for optimal ad performance, include these keywords into your headlines. So yeah, that's another thing. You want to use the keywords. Instagram follower. You want to use the keywords that you made in your headlines. And what I like to do is I like to ask ChatGPT to help me come up with some headlines. Now, for copy is the most important thing, because copy is what's going to get the customer to click on your ad versus your competitors. And to kind of show you guys what I mean by that, let's look at solar installers near me in San Diego. Let's just check this out. So, what is copy? This is copy. This is what you're looking at. So, we can see here, check your zip code, solar installers near me. Yeah, it's all right. It's pretty boring, but it works. I mean, they're at the top, right? You can switch to solar for $0 down, find the best solar panel company in your area, see why the number of homes with solar increased by 40% last year, get a free quote now, okay? That's pretty good. That's decent, right? Then also they have site links here, which are really good. I'll go over site links here in a minute. Basically, site links just give you more, they give you more space. As you can see, this takes up like almost half my page. Like, I have to scroll down to look at the other ads. Like, this is the only thing I see on my screen right now. Like, they're doing a really good job of being in my face. I'm guessing they're getting a lot of clicks because they're at the top. They have all of these site links down below. Their copy's mid. I mean, it could be better, but I'm guaranteeing they're doing well. Okay. You got Solar Estimate. We all know about Solar Estimate. They just push their calculator. They don't really have any site links or anything like that. There's just one thing. Before you go solar in 25, use the solar calculator. Their marketing angle is totally different. They just want people to use their calculator, and then they turn them into leads and they sell it to businesses. Okay. Now Sunrun. Sunrun's doing a pretty good job of their copy. Okay. Sunrun official site. Everybody knows Sunrun, one of the biggest solar companies in the world, I believe. Okay. You can see #1 residential solar provider. Oh, someone's looking for a solar provider, like #1. Oh, BBB A+ rated. Like, that catches people's eyes. That shows it builds trust. It builds credibility right off the bat. They're going to click on it and they're going to trust them, right? And I would click on their ad just to see their landing page, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to waste their click. I know they're huge and they probably don't care, but you can see their landing page and you can kind of model what they're doing there. But yeah, BBB A+ rated. Those are really good copy. #1 solar provider. And you can say, take control with Sunrun, choose where power comes from, see if you qualify today, now is the time, blah, 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 blah. Pretty good copy there. Consumer affairs, best solar panel companies. Okay, that's best solar panel companies, credibility. See our #1 pick. Okay, 2025's top solar programs. Okay, consumer affair. All right, everybody knows consumer affair. But as you can see, there's not too many local ads here. You got OC Solar, okay? Avoid the 2026 price hike. Okay, that's go solar before it's gone. They're adding urgency here. Avoid the 2026 price hike. That's a little broad. It's a little like, what do you mean price hike? I guess it could mean electricity price hike. I'm guessing that's what they mean. 2025 solar installation. Get your solar panel system installed and operational in 2025 to qualify for the 30% credit. Yeah, so they're building a lot of urgency with their copy here. You know, get it now, get the 30% credit before it's gone. And as you know and I know, that 30% credit's been here forever and it's going to continue to be here. It's not going anywhere. But yeah, pretty good copy here, you know. Urgency, get people to click. They also have these call outs here, I believe, which are really good. You want to add these as well. You also want to add site links, just add a little bit more girth to your ad, a little bit more, you know, space, take up more real estate. And yeah, pretty decent there. Not too many people running ads in San Diego. Very surprising. California's #1 solar provider, full solar battery, solar solutions. Yeah, so copy, right? You just want to stand out. That's your #1 goal with your copy is you want to make sure that you stand out, that you show credibility, you show authority, and you just want to get people to click on your ad. So with that being said, what I like to do is I like to go to ChatGPT because AI makes things so much easier, right? So ask AI, can you help me create 15 headlines for my solar installer business in San Diego? Think credibility, authority, what else? Urgency, offers, right? If you guys can think of some offers to get people to click on your ad, whatever it may be. I want people to click on my ad versus the competitors. Very straightforward. And that's basically something like that to that avail. Go and click on it. And then boom. Look at this. These are amazing. These are amazing. Look, schedule today, install within 2 weeks. Last chance for 30% federal tax credit. Best SDG&E rate hike. See, this is something like that ad that I saw earlier, which was like avoid the 2026 rate hikes. Like, what do you even mean? You know what I mean? Avoid the 2026 price hike. Like, what does that even mean? Price hike on what? You know what I mean? But this right here with AI, it gave us something specific. Beat SDG&E rate hikes. That is specific to SDG&E. If someone's looking for solar, they know SDG&E and they're sick of their crap. So you show them that beat SDG&E rate hikes, install solar now, they're going to be like, oh, that's going to pique curiosity right away. That's going to get them to want to click on your ad. And that's the whole idea, is you want people to want to click on your ad. So these are fire. These are amazing. I would use these. And then it's all related to solar installers. And then again, you want to add like Solar Edge installer. You can ask ChatGPT to add Solar Edge in a couple of them, and you just go ahead and copy and paste those here. You also want to make sure it's less than 30 characters. That's something I forgot to tell ChatGPT. You probably want to add that in your prompts, and then just go ahead and copy that there. But like, guys, I know it's simple, but you can see most of your competitors aren't doing this. They're just not doing this. And you do it, and you're also an actual local installer, which Google prefers local installers over national companies, especially when it comes to local ads. Google's going to want to push your ad, and then people are going to see your ad as just way better set up than your competitors, which means they're going to click on your ad versus them. Okay, and descriptions, same exact concept. You just want to entice the reader with your description, pique curiosity, build some more value, build some more urgency, also build your credibility, trust badges. If you have Google reviews, things like that. And obviously, don't lie, guys. Like, trusted by 1,000 plus San Diego homers. Like, if that's not true, don't put that, right? Like, you don't want to lie. Make sure you're telling the truth, okay? And yeah, that's about it for headlines and descriptions. Very straightforward. You just want people to click on your ad. And again, to explain what headlines are, it's these blue. It's the blue. Those are headlines. And your description is right below it. All right. Next thing, images. Now, for images, I would add images. Why not? Like, I would fill as much information here as possible. Why not? One, it's going to give you more. It's going to give you more ad strength. Two, it's going to make your ad appear bigger, right? It's going to take up more real estate, which it's going to get people to click on it more. People are going to have to scroll past your ad to go to the competitors. You want that, okay? Images, I would add as much images as they say you can add. Or just a couple images, 4 to 5 images, that should be good. Nobody else is adding images, so trust me, you will be fine. Just add real images of your installers on a roof, maybe you with family. I think a really good image you should add is you actually with homeowners, showing a picture of your ad. Of the savings, right? Of their lower electricity bill, of an installment, just any sort of picture related to your company. Make sure these pictures are real and you're not just getting them from Google, right? And that's about it for images. Put your business name here, pretty straightforward. Business logo, if you have a business logo, go ahead and add that here. Makes your ad seem a little bit more polished, a little bit more official. Site links, these are what I showed you guys earlier. These are site links right here. If I click on this, it'll take me directly to their landing page. Boom. Okay. And yeah, that's what site links are. You want to fill them all up here so you can get more real estate on the Google search page. You want to fill up all of these. So 4 is good. 4 is good. Yeah, 4 is good. Nobody else is doing it. Again, you're going to be your competition. Callouts. Now, callouts are just exactly what the word is, call out. You can also look on this question mark here. There are additional text about popular or unique aspects of your business and your ad. These could be incentives. These could be offers. These could be customer service, accreditation, BBB accredited, whatever you want to do. Anything that's not in your headlines, you want to put them in your call outs, right? And to kind of show what call outs are, basically these things right here, these are call outs. Okay, here you can also add promotions. You can do messaging here. If you guys don't have this, don't super worry about it. I don't like adding pricing in the Google Ads. There's no point to do that. Lead forms, if you want to add a lead form here, you can do that. Apps, if you have an app, chances are you probably won't have an app there. And then done. And that's one ad copy, okay? Now remember, there's multiple ads
per ad group. And what I like to do is I like to make 3 to 4 different ads per ad group. So solar installers are ad group, correct? And we just made 1 ad. That means we would have to make 2 more ads related to that ad group. It's a lot of work, I know. But trust me, this is just what you want to do. And then you do the same thing for each other ad group that you have. I know it's a lot of work, which is why people come to companies like us, because we specialize in this and we take the work off your hands so you can focus on what's more important, like growing your business, closing more solar deals, making more money, and let us handle the intricate things like this, do the work for you, make sure your campaign's set up correctly, make sure your money is going to the right places, you're not spending too much, and you're also making back an amazing ROI. If you're interested in that, I have a link down below for a free 20-minute to 30-minute phone call where we just go over what your current status is with Google Ads, what we do, and how we could possibly be a good fit for you and your company. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and click the link below, fill out the application, set up a call, and then we can go on and hop on that and basically figure out exactly where to go from there. All right. Okay, so now is budget. Okay. Jeez. Okay, budget. Now for budget, what I like to do for budget is I at least get 5 to 10 clicks a day. I think a good budget, especially for solar with how expensive the industry already is, I think you should start out with at least $2,500 to $3,000 a month budget for ads. That way you can get enough data to really figure out if this is going to be a good fit for your company. And also, you want to make sure that you're not spending too much, right? I think 3,000 is a really good number to have for a monthly budget. You can go lower than that. Of course, you can do 1,500. But I wouldn't recommend going any lower than 1,500, especially with solar, with how high your CPC is automatically going to be, with how expensive the industry is going to be. So unless you have a budget of 1,500 to 3,000, Google Ads may not be the best fit for you because you're just not going to get enough data. However, nothing's set in stone, and you could technically make it work with $500. You know, it's really just on how you set up the campaign and how long you run it and what sort of keywords you go after and what your budget is. So what I like to do, let's just do a baseline of $3,000 a month, which means if you do 3,000 divided by 30, which is like 300 a day, I think. No, $30. Jeez, my math is terrible. I think it's like $300 a day. Right? You do about $300 a day. And, whoa, that's a lot. And yeah. So it's saying average CPC 198. Now that's, you can ignore that because that's not really true. But yeah, that's what I would do. Baseline 1,500, 3,000 ideal, and beyond that, you can spend up to $20,000 on Google Ads. It really just depends on where you're at. But I'd say baseline 1,500 to 3,000. All right, for budget. Now for budget, I recommend anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000 if you're just starting out. Ideally $3,000. Being how expensive the solar industry is, you don't really want to go anything below those numbers that I just gave you. Reason being because you might not get enough data, you might not have enough to even get any leads or really any good clicks. So you just want to make sure you have enough money to really get some good data back. And I think $1,500 to $3,000 is a good baseline to start at. And then obviously up it as you go, as the campaign grows and as you scale and as you optimize. But I think 3,000 divided by 30 or divided by 25, however long you're doing that, I believe that's like $250 to $300 a day, give or take. And you can go and start with that, or you can do $150 a day. You also do $100 a day, because 100 times 30 is 3,000. My math is terrible. Jeez, gosh. yeah, $100 a day, $150 a day, I think is ideal, really, to get enough clicks, because you want to get enough clicks to get enough data to see exactly where your campaign's going and where it's scaling. All right. Other than that, that's about it, guys. So that's how you set up your campaign from start to finish, targeting the right keywords, also targeting the right areas, building out your ad groups, and how to write good copy that actually converts over to clicks. In the future videos, I'm going to go over how to find really good keywords for your solar business. I'm also going to go over how to build a landing page that actually converts and gets you high quality leads, so be on the lookout from that. And again, if you are looking for a company to run Google Ads, or you just have questions about your campaign, go ahead and click the link below, schedule a free 20-minute to 30-minute call where I can do a dive into your Google Ad campaign, see exactly what's going on, see if there's any fixes that we need to make, and then also ultimately see if we're a good fit to go ahead and work with you for the long term to bring you some high quality leads. Other than that, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe for more, and I will see you next time. Okay, here's the number one thing that spends a lot of wasted money when it comes to Google ad campaigns. It's not creating a negative keyword list. Now, what a negative keyword list is, it's basically a list that you give to Google, and then Google will make sure your ad does not show up for these keywords. Now, these can be keywords like job, DIY, cheap, things that you just don't want to show up for and you don't want to get clicks for. That's what a negative keyword list is for. And you want to make sure you build it as soon as you start the campaign and then add more as the campaign ages. Now, what I like to do is I like to just go straight to ChatGPT or any other AI tool and ask them to help me build a negative keyword for my campaign for that specific industry, this is solar right now. So that's exactly what I did. I just asked, can you help me create a negative keyword list for solar installer company? And this is what it gave me. These are great. And what I would do is just go ahead and copy these and put those into the campaign and then start the campaign up. And this will keep your campaign from getting useless clicks, wasting your money and wasting your time and all the above. So make sure you do this. Make sure you start it off with a negative keyword list and make sure you add as the campaign goes on. Also, you want to make sure that you add these in as phrase match. So that way, any sentence that has these words in it, your ad will not show up for. Other than that, that's about it. Make sure you guys do this, and I will catch you next time. Peace.